Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilthwell, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rathnagar, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Ritson. Caernarfon. Anisgaerwyn. Caerphilly. Anismorn. Abervale. Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Capel-Ewen. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales.
Barry Holmes.
Is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilthwell, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written Caernarfon. Annibyniaeth. Caerdydd. Anismorn. Ebbw Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Capel-Iwan. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barry Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Neath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written Caernarfon. Annibyniaeth. Caerdydd, Annibyniaeth, Vale, Abergavenny, Aberdaron, Haverfordwest, Bellinog, Capel-Ewan, Usk, Mavod, Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barney Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwell, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Bettaficoid, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Ritson. Caernarfa. Annibyniaeth. Caerphilly. Annismore. Vale. Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Capel-Ewan. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barney Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Norpeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Ritson. Caernarfon. Anisgaerwyn. Caerphilly. Anismore. Abervale. Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Capel-Iwan. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barney Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Norpeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Pantglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written Caernarfon. Annibyniaeth. Caerdydd. Anismore. Ebbw Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Capel-Iwan. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barry Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Builthwell, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogram, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Neath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Pantglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written Caernarfon. Annibyniaeth. Caerdydd, Annibyniaeth, Vale, Gorymdaith, Haverfordwest, Bellinog, Caerdydd, Usk, Mavod, Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barney Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Colgan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written. Caernarfa. Annibyniaeth. Caerdydd. Annibyniaeth. Vale. Gorymdaith. Aberdare. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Caerdydd. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogram, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan, Ritson, Caernarfon, Annibyniaeth, Caerdydd, Anismore, Ebbw Abergavenny, Aberdaron, Haverfordwest, Bellinog, Capel-Iwan, Usk, Mavod, Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barney Holmes.
This is Wales. This is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogram, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Meath. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Bettiscoid, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written Caerdydd. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written Caerdydd. Annibyniaeth. Caerdydd. Anismorn. Ebbw Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverfordwest. Bellinog. Capel-Iwan. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Barney Holmes.
This is Wales. Is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilthwell, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogan, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Neath.
Allwn i'ch cael chi gyd i symud ffordd hyn, os gwelwch yn dda. Pawb i symud ffordd hyn. Da ni'n trio cael pawb, fel bod ni'n clywed pawb ac yn gweld pawb. Reit i'r chwith, os gwelwch yn dda. Dewch i lawr. If you can all come down to the left here. So we're not all squashed. Diolch yn fawr.
Wales, Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written. Caernarfa. Ynys Gerwyn. Caerphilly. Ynys Morn. Ebbw Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverford West. Bellinog. Capel-Iwen. Usk. Mavod.
Gai sylw pawb am eiliau bach, ryswch chi gyd symud i lawr, mae'n mynd i fod yn gyfyng, ydych chi gadw i symud drwad. Mae hanner poblogaeth Cymru tu ôl i chi eisiau gweld yr areithiau. Cadwch chi gerdded drwad. Keep moving this way to your right, all the way through. Cadwch chi symud, cadwch chi symud. Diolch.
Barry Holmes.
This is Wales. Is Wales. Bangor, Newport, Carmarthen, Rill, Bilfwells, Northbeth, Aberdare, Porthmadog, Cogram, Bregent, Aberavon, Wrexham, Merthyr, Neath. This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David's, Betws-y-Coed, Rothnager, Bala, Prestatyn, Tywyn, Ballinhelly, Newtown, Panglas, Port Talbot. This is Wales. This is Wales. Cardigan. Written. Caernarfa. Ynys Gerwyn. Caerphilly. Ynys Morn. Ebbw Abergavenny. Aberdaron. Haverford West. Bellinog. Capel-Iwen. Usk. Mavod. Cardiff.
Nice one.
This is Wales. This is Wales.
Prynhawn da Caerdydd. Ydy hi'n brynhawn braf? What a beautiful sight this is. Da ni wedi bod yn disgwyl am y diwrnod yma ers blynyddoedd. Mae hwn yn teimlo yn real, mae o'n teimlo'n eiddfed, ac mae o'n teimlo fel rhywbeth cyffroes sydd yn mynd i fod yn digwydd. Can I just say that we do have a sign language interpreter here on the left. So if you can give whoever would benefit, if you can give them the sign and tell them to come to the front here, that would be amazing. Diolch, diolch, diolch o galon i chi. Wel, mae hon yn olygfa mor braf. Mor braf. Mae gennym ni 6 o siaradwyr cryf. We have 6 strong speakers this afternoon. Everyone with the same message. And to quote Eddie Butler, the dear late Eddie Butler, Wales is on the move. We are on the move, and there's only one way we're going, ymlaen, forwards. The United Kingdom is not working for us anymore. We need a strong voice, and that voice is ready. And we have 6 more voices with the same message this afternoon. We're going to start with a comedian, an actor, a writer. He's come all the way here from Cork. If you've seen his political sketches online, they are absolutely hilarious. He uses comedy to get his political points over. His name? Rhowch groeso anferth i'r comedian Tai Kiki.
Hello, Wales! Look, that's my one opportunity to ever do that, just to feel like a rock star for 2 seconds. Guys, I'm absolutely delighted to be with you. To give you a sense of how much I love you, there's actually an Irish Unity rally going on in Dublin right now. Yeah, but I'm here. So, my friends, I want Irish unity with all my heart, as you want Welsh independence with all your hearts. But in my humble opinion, both projects will be won and lost, not in people's hearts, but in their pockets. Those who are economically cautious about a united Ireland used to really piss me off, being honest. What's wrong with you, I used to think? Do you not have a burning desire to do the right thing by your northern brethren, who were condemned to second-class citizenship, vanquished, left in a unionist supremacist state lit for 100 years? But I no longer resent them, because the fact is that we are in the midst of a grave cost of living crisis, and constitutional change, questions about constitutional change, must win heads as well as hearts. We have to bring the pragmatic along with us as well as the idealists. And as you know, pragmatics need facts. So here's a few. Before the south of Ireland became independent, it was said that we couldn't make it on our own, that we couldn't afford it. Back then, 2/3 of the island's entire industrial output came from the north, Belfast. Whilst the north remained in the Union, the south went off into what the sceptics said would be sure to be an economic abyss. Now, the Republic of Ireland is no utopia, and I'm as big a critic of the current government as anyone, but the fact is that today, the Republic's economy is 6 times the size of the north. In 19... Wait until I tell the government at home that I got a clap for them in Wales. Wow. An unlikely supporter of the government. In 1960, now you don't need me to tell you this, but in 1960, by most metrics, Welsh citizens were 60% richer than citizens in the Republic of Ireland. By the mid-1990s, this figure had actually reversed. It's amazing what can happen when you get out from under the yoke of the Union. And you don't need an Irish comedian to tell you that the yoke of the Union has reduced this proud, beautiful nation to the poorest country in the west of Europe, where 1 in 4 live in poverty, and the only country in Europe bar Albania and Moldova without a single mile of electrified railway. This is outrageous. This is a disgrace. Especially when you consider the obscene wealth of London with a GDP 5 or 6 times the EU average. To those who say that Wales can't afford to leave the Union, the facts suggest that you can't afford not to. Ireland and Wales have deep cultural, spiritual, political, historical connections. You gave us our patron saint and our national holiday. Thank you. Your Frongach prison became a university of revolution for our freedom fighters who won independence in the War of Independence for the South. Job isn't finished yet. And now, as Celtic cousins, we can be there for each other as friends and allies as you journey towards independence and us to unity. Liz Truss's trickle-down economics, as we all know, won't trickle beyond the M25. Because Westminster doesn't give a damn about Wales. Westminster doesn't give a damn about Ireland. Westminster doesn't give a damn about hard working-class communities in England. It serves only itself and its inner circle of elites. Independence won't be without its challenges, but for Wales to persist in this union at this stage would be an act of national masochism. And Wales is so much better than that. A proud Celtic nation with its unique cultural, linguistic, historical identity, its eye-watering natural beauty, a small nation whose artists and sports stars have lit up the world. Well, now is your time to really shine. And I'll finish with this. Michael Sheen said, "The Pied Piper of Britishness danced us all down to the river and then left us there." Well, in my view, the fantasy of Great Britain serves no one, not even the English. Britishness is a nostalgic hallucination in which Churchill beats up the Nazis on his own, and Britannia still rules the waves on which the sun never sets. Well, guess what, baby? The sun has set. And most of the blood has dried. Great Britain, the dream or the nightmare, depending on what part of the world you are, is almost over, but the story of Wales is only just getting to the really good part. Because the future is bright. The future is an independent Wales and a united Ireland. Or as you say here, Mair de Vodel in Disclair, Ir Wedon in Edig, Cymru, Annibyniaeth. Gorymdaith Morgydd.
Diolch yn fawr. Rhowch gymeradwyaeth arall I Tai Cici. Taig was supposed to go third, but he actually has to catch a train, then a bus, then a plane to get back to Cork. Now that is dedication. Diolch yn fawr. Tai Cici. Os da chi wedi gweld dyn efo kilt o gwmpas y lle, Nick ydi enw fo. If you've seen a strange man wearing a kilt, he is, oh, there he is. He's waving, if the camera can find Nick. He is actually producing a film at the moment, The Spirit of 22. Fydd yn dilyn yn clwb peldroed ni, ein tîm peldroed cenedlaethol ni yn nghwpan y byd. Yn nes ymlaen. Gawn ni gymeryd y cyfle yma hefyd I ddymuno'n dda. Can we give a massive shout out to our national team who will be in the spirit of 22. But Nick will be producing a film. Yes Cymru will be sponsoring a film for the first time. So be kind to him. Iawn, ein chwaraewr nesa yn y tîm. Mae o yn actor, mae o yn rhywun sydd yn pysgota, mae o wedi bod ar lwyfannau ar draws y byd, ond mae o wedi dewis y llwyfan yma heddiw. Rhowch groeso i Mr Julian Lewis-Jones.
Wow, what a sight. What a wonderful sight. Pnawn da, diolch yn fawr i chi am yr gwahoddiad i ddod yma i siarad efo chi heddiw yma, fyddai ddim rhy hir. Thank you very much for the kind invitation to say a few words to you today. Dwi wedi cael llon bol. I have had a guts full. We have had a guts full. For far too long, this country of mine has been passive. Happy to accept. Happy to complain. But where has that got us? Eh? Look at what's happening today. Look at that absolute shower in London who are running the show. Self-serving, egotistical idiots. And believe me, it is by far the worst show on in the West End at the moment. I pride myself on being an individual who makes his own choices in life. Sometimes those choices are good. Sometimes they are not so good. But they are my choices. I wish I could say the same about my beloved country. We were the first colony of England. And in some ways, we are the last colony of England. But enough is enough. It's time we stood up as a nation on our own 2 feet. We are big enough. We are strong enough. And we will fight for this. Annibyniaeth yw'r unig ffordd. Independence is the only way. Pam maen nhw yn Llundain mor ofn yn colli o'i undeb un ochrog? Why are they so fearful in London to see us go our own way? Fearful to see their precious union crumble. A union that was forced upon us, where we were told what to do, what language to speak, what masters to serve. But a change is coming. A change is happening. Look at you all here today. This is not some elitist, crachach, siarad Cymraeg gathering. No. We've come here today from all corners of Wales. From Flint to Fostrassol, from Rhyl to the Rhondda. Different backgrounds, Welsh-speaking, English-speaking, whatever language you speak. This here today is modern Wales. Cymru ni. Cymru heddiw. Over the past few years, I have been so encouraged to see so many young people express their feelings about an independent Wales. You are our future. Chi ydy ein dyfodol ni. You have the chance to make history, to own history, to take Wales truly into a new chapter. 800 years of oppression. 800 years of being told what to do by another country. And amser I stopio bod yn was bach. It's time we stopped doffing our cap and became our own masters. Let this day light a fire in all our bellies. Diolch yn fawr.
Julian Lewis-Jones yn fanna a'r angerdd sydd yn ei galon o. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chdi, Julian. Next, we have a proud Kurdish man who has adopted Wales into his heart, and we have adopted him. He is a successful businessman and a big part of the community here, the business community here in Cardiff. Please give a warm welcome to the campaigner, Agit Chevis.
I shall hold it. Good afternoon, friends and comrades. We came here today with Llewellyn Ab's spirits of resistance, the pain of the Aberfan disaster, the memory of those who died in coal mines, the longing for our flooded villages, the Rebecca Rebellion, and remember the true Prince of Wales, Owain Glandover. Friend, the history of Welsh people full of pride and prosperity, but at the same time, the history full of pain and suffering. Friends, we cannot be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We have to unite it in our common interests. We are fighting for our right to live, to exist. We will not vanish without fight. We want to use our right to govern ourselves in every field, to have democratic social state, to an independent country. Our underground and above ground resources are being plundered. The Welsh culture, history, and language are being destroyed. Colonial nations put their own culture, history, and language in place. We want to develop our culture, history, language freely. I invite all Welsh people to unite under Welsh flag. We will resist for democracy, justice, and human rights. Friends, now is the time to tell the world that the water have receded and Red Dragon hasn't opened its eyes. The time has come and even passed for Wales and the Welsh people to be represented at United Nations as independent nation. Finally, as our very big respected member, our Kurdish leader called Mam Jalal Talabani was saying, the Welsh, Kurdish, Scottish, Irish, Catalonian people have right of self-determination like every other nation in the world. Viva Cymru! Viva Cymru! Viva Cymru! Viva Cymru!
Viva Cymru! Diolch yn fawr iawn! Agit Chevis! Gwych. Mi oedd Agit was a speaker in the first rally here in Cardiff in 2019. Falch o weld bod o ddim wedi colli I angerdd. Well, there is a new dawn. And that is because Yes Cymru has a new chairman. Mae gennym ni arweinydd newydd yn Yes Cymru. Dyn ifanc, brwdfrydig a chanddo y weledigaeth I fynd a Yes Cymru ymlaen i'r dyfodol. I'm speaking, of course, about Gwern Gynfil. Gwern Gynfil will be taking Yes Cymru to the future, and he is here today to tell us exactly how he's going to do that. Give a warm welcome to Gwern Gynfil.
Hello pawb, diolch am ddod. Thank you all for coming. I thought I'd start today by sharing some of my reasons for supporting independence with you. There are a lot of reasons to support independence. I made a list. It's a long list. It's a very long list. But I don't want to keep you here all day today, so I've picked out 5 reasons to share with you. Wales is special and unique. It is different socially, culturally, economically, politically. It has its own distinct voice, and it is time for that voice to be heard. For this reason, I say yes, Cymru. There are over 500,000 children in Wales. 4 of them are mine. I want my children and all of the children of Wales, now and in the future, to be able to grow up proudly in an independent nation. For this reason also, I say, yes, Cymru. The union isn't working. Recent changes in economic policy funnel yet more wealth to London and the southeast of England, and they do so at the detriment of Wales. Westminster's priorities will never, can never match the priorities of Wales. The needs of 3.1 million people here will always be outweighed by the 56 million across the border. Westminster has never worked. It does not work, and it will never work for Wales. The dragon is our national symbol. The most epic and awesome of all the legendary beasts. It flies and soars in the skies. It breathes fire. Ours is red. What better symbol? What better thing to show the potential of an independent Wales? For this reason, we say, yes, Cymru. I love Wales. Rwy'n caru Cymru. I love the land and the landscape. I love the people, all of them, all of you. Wales is a part of us. And all of us who live here, we are a part of Wales. Perhaps for this reason, most of all, we say, yes, Cymru. I know that a lot of you here today are already members of Yes Cymru. Thank you. Diolch o galon I chi gyd. To those of you who might not yet be members, I urge you to join today. Membership matters. Each and every voice adds to the volume of our call for independence. The more of us there are, the louder we can be, the better. No more whispering. So, thank you if you're members, join if you're not, and all of you in the days, weeks, and months to come, go out and talk to people the length and breadth of Wales. Talk to them about independence. Persuade them, if they're indifferent, to open their minds and think about independence. Persuade the indie-curious to become confident in their independence. And let's pump up the volume on the independence debate so that it is talked about in every corner of Wales and beyond every single day. I know that some of you will have been angry and upset by some recent events. It felt at times as if salt was being rubbed on the wounds of history, halen and a brew. And if you can take that anger and use it to strengthen your resolve and increase your confidence in independence, then do so. But make no mistake, independence is about the future, not the past. It is about the future of Wales and a future Wales. And it is not about Wales in that first year of independence. It is not even about the shape of Wales 5, 10, 15, 25 years after independence, nor even 50 or 100 years after independence. It is about all the long centuries of an independent nation that will come. Centuries across which we will write our own history in our own words. And we will do it with pride and with passion and with confidence. This is independence. And this is why we say, Yes, Cymru. Diolch o galon.
Helo na, Iolo Williams sydd yma, a dwi isio dymuno'n dda I chi gyd ar yr orymdaith heddiw. Mi fyswn I efo chi, ond dwi'n gorfod arwain taith gerdded cof am naturiaethwr a ffrind a fi o farw llawer rhy ifanc. Ond yn y dyddiau yma o dan y llywodraeth erchyll sydd gennym ni yn San Steffan I fi ac I unrhyw un sydd â unrhyw syndwyr yn ei ben, yr unig ateb ydy annibyniaeth I Gymru. Felly, ymlaen â ni gyd efo'n gilydd ac annibyniaeth unwaith eto.
Fawr iawn I Iolo Williams. Next we have a speaker. She is a trade unionist. She works with tenants' rights and a committee member of Labour for an independent Wales and is a very active member of All Under One Banner Cymru. And she is a young, fresh voice. Give a warm welcome to Harriet Pryddro Sultani.
Hello everyone, how you doing? You doing good? Woo! Brilliant. I want to do a little thing, right? Don't be scared. I want to know how many of you here today are still undecided about independence. Put your hand, if you need to be tipped into the, no one wants to put their hands up now, do they? Well, anyway, I want to speak to those of you today who are undecided, to those of you who have turned up to see what this is all about, to those of you who don't quite know if you're ready to make that leap towards supporting independence. I was like you. For a long time, I wondered whether independence for Wales was viable. I was cautious. But to those who don't know me, I'm a socialist. Not all of you will be, but I'm sure we can agree on some fundamental things. I believe in a society that is run for all of us, not just the rich. I believe everyone here in this rally should be treated equally. I believe everyone here in this rally should be respected. I believe everyone here has the right to say no to their boss if they're being asked to work in dangerous conditions. I believe everyone here has a democratic right to say no to politicians who use us to make profits for them and their mates. We need to create a society and a political culture where people like us have a say. Time and time again, the Westminster government has left ordinary working people behind. Towns across Wales have been left to rot. People are growing up with no hope. People are growing up wanting to escape. People see their only future as to leave Wales. I personally felt like that. It affected my self-esteem, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't good enough for a young me, and nor is it good enough for all the young people coming behind me. Time and time again, the British state has shown itself indifferent to creating an egalitarian society. Taxes for the rich are being cut in our names. Asylum seekers are being sent to Rwanda in our names. Devolution is being reversed and undermined in our names. The Prime Minister is refusing to implement taxes on energy companies, meaning vulnerable people will go to bed starving and cold this winter. What can the Welsh Government do about it? Nothing. Many people wonder whether Wales can afford to be independent. Well, look at what's happened after years of Tory mismanagement of this economy. Over 10 years of austerity, we no longer have proper functioning public services. There's nothing left. Our services have been slashed. Years of stagnant pay. Years of rent increasing year on year. Food prices increasing. The pound is currently tanking. The Bank of England is bringing in emergency measures to try and calm the markets. So where exactly is the economy being run well? Where exactly is the economy being run in the interests of ordinary people? I can hear some of you thinking, well, a Labour government might run the economy differently in Westminster. There's one problem. A majority of Wales has voted Labour since the Second World War, and we still end up with Tory governments. Our votes don't seem to matter. Scotland votes SNP, Wales votes Labour, and still we have the Tories in Westminster. It looks like we can't afford to stay in this union. There has to be another option to this mess. Independence has to be an option. People in the Welsh Labour Party like me need to realise that independence is the only option that we have to radically transform society. We've tried at a Westminster level and we failed. We cannot sit on our hands any longer. We need to be a united movement. We need to be united with love and compassion for one another in the dream of building a more compassionate Wales. There are 3 words. Yeah, I got 3 fingers up. There are 3 words that need to mark the future of this movement. They are unity, hope, and bravery. Undod, gobaith, dewrder. I'm about to end, don't worry. I could see some Kurdish flags in the crowd earlier, and I wanted to reach out to them and for the people in Iran who are currently struggling for the fight for freedom and the right to choose. For them, I would like to say, Jun Jian Azadi. Thank you very much. Join us and support a better future for Wales. Thanks, everybody. Woo!
Our next special guest speaker, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, please. A big Merthyr welcome to the one and only Eddie Butler.
To be in Merthyr, with independence in the air, this special place, this crucible of protest. I come from half an hour away off the mountain, from Monmouthshire, not a centre of revolution, not really Welsh at all. So it is said, how easily we, even we, find the things that keep us apart. Well, I have been lucky in my life to have been to just about every corner of this land of ours, and it is my simple conclusion that there is far more that binds us together than keeps us apart. And what is it that we are bound into? We are bound into a distinct people, distinct of sound. The Welsh language, which is not only a language in its own right, but which influences the English that so many of us speak, to the extent that we are recognisable wherever we go as being from Wales, even me. Is it enough to be distinct? There are plenty of places where English is spoken with an accent. There are plenty of places that do scenery like ours. Is it enough to be distinct? It is more than enough. It is the very essence of what makes people want to strive to control their own lives. Do we have it here? I have sat in rugby changing rooms about to go out and play England. And we raise a spirit of defiance for this one game above all, to beat England, for taking without giving back, for there not being one trace of Wales, not the tip of a dragon on the flag of their union. Oh, to beat England. And I have been amazed that this spirit of defiance has been confined to the sports field. Amazed and dismayed. We could barely bring ourselves to vote in favour of assuming authority for certain aspects of our lives. Devolution is no revolution. We are distinct, but we have not been very defiant. My parents came to Wales after the Second World War from England. Their notion of being British was defined by the war. My father came to work in a brand new factory in Pontypool, simply called the Nylon, BNS, British Nylon Spinners. But it was the war that made them identify themselves. At its outset, they were teenagers. By its end, they were part of the war effort. My mother served in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force. She was on duty on the night of the Nuremberg raid, the worst night in the RAF's history. More
aircrew were killed in one night than in the entire Battle of Britain. And it was the night that her twin brother was killed. There was a toll, there was a price to pay, but there was a spirit of defiance, and my parents felt that being British was to be part of one united Britain that stood against a terrifying ideology. Well, the United Kingdom that made my parents proud to call themselves British no longer exists. The nylon in Pontypool lies empty, abandoned, as derelict as Elm House, the old clubhouse of my beloved Pontypool Rugby Club. And for extreme ideologies, look no further than Westminster. This today is not entirely political, not yet. We are here together simply to be together on the road which may be long. But there is a political question to ask. Out of Westminster as it is, out of Westminster as it will be after all the convulsions and contortions, what good will be coming the way of Wales? No good. Out of Westminster, nothing good will come from Wales. Oh, there may be some crumbs to take the edge off our defiance. But what real good? No good. Nothing. But nothing is good. Nothing is a blank canvas. Every small nation that has cast itself free of a neighbour, however mighty, has begun with a blank canvas. Holland, from the Empire of Spain at its grandest, Finland from the empires of Sweden and Russia, Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, Belgium, Denmark, and above all, the free Irish state, they all began with a blank canvas. The will to be free. Oh, Edmund, it can't be done.
Yes, it can.
Well, here we are, in Merthyr, birthplace of an uprising. And here's somebody from half an hour away from a place that's not really very Welsh, who joins you to say, yes, it can. Thank you.
In memory of Eddie Butler's passing, we would like to do a moment's clap. If you'd all like to join me in a clap for Eddie. Thanks, everyone. Let's do this for Eddie. Thank you.
Da ni wedi dod i'r siaradwr ola. We've come to our last speaker, and he is a giant here in Wales. Wedi bod yn arwr I lot ohona ni ers y dydd yn ganwyd. Rhowch groeso I gyn-arweinydd Plaid Cymru, fuodd yn aelod seneddol am 7 mlynedd ar 20 i fyny yn y gogledd. Yr unig un, Mr David Wigley.
Wel, diolch yn fawr iawn am hynna. A cyn i mi fwrw i mewn i'n hestyn, gair gen i hefyd i gofio am Eddie Butler. A word to remember Eddie, and seeing him there in Merthyr Tydfil brought memories back to me, as I'm sure they did to Eleanor and our family who are here today. 50 years ago this year, I first won a seat. It was for the Park Ward, the Gyrnos Ward of Merthyr Tydfil. And those fantastic people of Merthyr and all the other industrial communities in Glamorgan, Gwent and around Wales deserve a better deal than they've had over the last 50 years and for centuries before that. They need independence and they need it now. Dyma'r tro cyntaf i mi anerch rali Annibyniaeth ac ai ddiolch i'r trefnyddion fy nghyd lefaryddion ac i chi y miloedd sydd yma heddiw. Ac ai ddiolch yn arbennig i rhai sydd... Nes at y meicroffon. Y llais i ddim yn ddigon yna am y tro cyntaf. Gai ddiolch felly i rhai sydd wedi creu'r mudiad yma a rhai sydd wedi cymryd y cyfrifoldeb drosodd. A dwi'n siŵr y bydd pawb o ba bynnag garfan ydyn nhw'n dod yn uno nawr mwyn cael y maen i'r wal. Gweitha, Covid a'i graith, da ni yma o hyd. My friends, in this week of all weeks, do we really need to convince ourselves that independence isn't just a desirable long-term objective? It is an urgent necessity to free Wales from the stranglehold of a bankrupt Britain. The dice thrown by desperate unionists in London's last chance saloon, is that patronising Treasury twaddle. Ah yes, gallant little Wales, but you just can't afford it. What absolute, unmitigated bunkum. That's what they told Ireland, as we heard earlier today. They told Ireland when 1 million of her people were starved to death under London rule. And look at Ireland now, as we heard, with an income per head 50% higher than that of Wales. Heddiw, maen nhw'n deud na allwn fforddio Annibyniaeth, oherwydd ei fod yn ddyletswydd arno mi ysgwyddo dyledion anferthol o wladwriaeth Brydeinig. Dyledion sydd wedi croni o wariant heirllig ar arfa niwclear, o ryfeloedd Lloerig fel Iraq, o brosiectau drydfawr megis Crossrail ac HS2, a polisia ynfyd heddiw sydd wedi chwalu'n ufflon eu hygrededd rhyngwladol. Wales, my friends, today desperately needs to free ourselves from the Treasury lemmings who are driving the British economy over the cliff edge into terminal meltdown. We need independence today, not at some misty future date. We need to take control of the Welsh economy and build a secure economic future for our country and its people, all its people, whatever their language, colour or creed. And we mustn't be timid, my friends. We mustn't be timid or apologetic in our demand for our independence. As a nation, we have a right to be independent. And we mustn't argue tentatively that it would be very nice in theory, but not just yet. We want it not in 20 years' time. We want it, we desperately need it now. I want to see an independent Wales in my lifetime, and the clock is ticking. This past week's economic meltdown brings home the urgency of that aspiration. So let's remind ourselves why we can't trust the UK Treasury, locked behind their Whitehall ramparts, with any aspect of Wales's economic well-being. 4 facts we should never forget. Firstly, for decades, Wales has struggled to make ends meet because we're funded by a Barnett formula based on a way outdated statistics, which ignore Wales's needs. Parliamentary committees have urged its replacement, but the Treasury, that last bastion of Imperial Britain, simply say no. And remember again, when the EU recognised our needs and provided regional and social funding, it was, my friends, the Treasury in London which pocketed the money, saying that Wales was already being adequately funded. And without our National Assembly stand, we wouldn't have had a brass farthing of that cash. And today, despite pledges made at the time of Brexit, the replacement funds promised to Wales are used by the Treasury to bankroll Northern England projects to rescue Tory MPs. And finally, there was that disgraceful Treasury intervention when Wales's government, to their credit, had replaced unplanned year-end spending and pooled, yes, £400 million into a strategic fund, listen to this, to build schools and build hospitals, a prudent policy of real value. What did the Treasury do? They clawed back every single penny of that, just as John Redwood did in the 90s, saying that Wales didn't need that money. Dyna be mae trysorlus wedi wneud I Gymru. Peidiwch byth a credu gair maen nhw'n dweud. Don't trust the Treasury. Don't trust the Treasury one further day with Wales's well-being, nor indeed with a penny of Wales's taxes. They are the enemy of our nation, and we must escape from their insidious grip. No doubt they'll be enrolled to rubbish the timely report by Professor John Doyle, showing that, of course, an independent Wales could pay its way. But it is now our duty to spell out in detail what we mean by independence, to show how it can rescue Wales from harebrained policies emanating from a mad dog government, to show how independence can work for everyone in Wales, to show how we can cooperate with our English friends and Scots and Irish too in building a new partnership in these islands based on our freedom and mutual self-respect. And how we can build our own future based on our own values, social, cultural, environmental and economic, for the good of all our citizens, and how we can work in harmony with mainland Europe. We need independence. We need it now. Be da ni isio? Annibyniaeth. Pryd da ni angen o? Nawr! Annibyniaeth nawr. Felly, dewch Gymru hen a ifanc, ymlaen at annibyniaeth, i'r gad.
David Migley, diolch yn fawr I ti. Canwch gyda ni. Let's sing together for independence. Pan ddawr alwad o ddichod. Canwch gyda ni dros annibyniaeth.
Does neb yn nabod o, mae 1600 o flynyddoedd yn amser hir yn co. Ond oedd Magnus Maximus o Gymru yn y blwyddyn 303 yn gadael yn genedl gyfan, a heddiw wedi dyn ni yma o hyd. Power
gryw, o'r yma i ddiwedd amser, a fydd yr iaith Gymraeg yn fer. Fy'n i yma o hyd, fy'n i yma o hyd, gweitha pawb a phobeth, gweitha pawb a phobeth, gweitha pawb a phobeth, rydyn ni yma o hyd, rydyn ni yma o hyd, gweitha pawb a phobeth, gweitha pawb a phobeth, gweitha pawb a phobeth, rydyn ni yma o
orffen rali Annibyniaeth Hydref 2022 efo Dafydd Iwan yn datgan ein bod ni yma o hyd. Wel, am brynhawn gwych. Diolch o galon I bob un copa walltog ohonoch chi a'r rhai eraill. Dwi'n gobeithio eich bod chi wedi cael eich hysbrydoli. Let's take this energy with us now and tell the world that we are ready. We have grown up, we know what we want, and we need to be heard. We are ready. In Eddie's words, we are on the move. Gai ddiolch o galon I bawb, i'r holl gyfranwyr, gawn ni gymeradwyaeth fawr. To all the speakers, please, all 6 of them. Bob un wedi ein hysbrydoli ni. Gai ddiolch hefyd i'r staff a'r gwirfoddolwyr sydd wedi bod wrthi ers wythnosau. All the volunteers that have been working tirelessly. If you see a bucket, if you hear a few pennies being jangled in the bucket, please contribute. A rally like this does cost, and we need every penny that we can have. Can I also thank Fiona, our interpreter? She didn't know until about 5 minutes before coming on stage that she would be having to interpret. And interpreter had to go to another show. Felly diolch o galon I Fiona. Cofiwch hefyd, nag ydy pethau yn gorffan yn fan hyn, mae yna fringe. There is a fringe, obviously. Everything will be pushed forward because we have overrun. But there'll be an Imagining an Independent Wales, Melin Drafod, will be happening in the Quakers Meeting House. Yes Cymru and Alternative Wales, the podcast, will be in the Fuel Rock Club on Womanby Street. Poems for Independence, read poets at 3 p.m. In the City Arms, and what an independent Wales can look like at 5 p.m. also in the City Arms. Os da chi ddim wedi cael tocynna ar gyfer y gig heno, there is an independence gig, and that will be happening in the Globe, and that will be starting at 8 o'clock, Los Blancos a Mantis. Felly, yr unig beth sy'n rhaid I mi wneud rwan ydy gofyn I chi I ganu yr anthem, ac yna mi fydd Edith yn dod ymlaen I chwarae gweddill I set. Edith, the fantastic singer from the Valleys, will be finishing her set after we take a few minutes to start and sing our national anthem. Do I pitch it? Oh my God. Okay. Mae hen wlad fy nhadau a'r gwylid fi, wlad feirdd a chantorion, enwogion o fri, ein gwrol ryfelwyr, wlad garwyr tramor, dros ryddid o'r casas ei gwaith. Wlad, wlad, leiddiol wlad, tramor yn fyr, i'r wir hoffau, o byredd i'r heniau, a'r
Annibyniaeth, chi'n iawn? Mae Cymru yn ddeffro. Dyma can cyntaf fi ar nofio. Dwi'n gweld golau yr hael yn tywynnu drwodd, yeah. A dwi'n edrych allan, dwi'n gweld y môr y tonau ar y traeth, gan fyniad gwyrgan, wrth i mi o'r wedd yma yn edrych lan, gweld y gofod dwi'n disgyn nôl i'r nen, dwi'n teimlo fel dwi'n disgyn I lawr. Dwi'n arnofio I ffwrdd o'r hyd, a dwi yma o hyd. Dwi'n anofio I ffwrdd o'r llun. Come on, Cymru! Dwi'n anofio Esblygiad yr oes yn datblygu ein patrymau. Patrymau. Llygaid ar agor yn gweld adlewyrchiad. Adlewyrchiad. A dwi'n edrych allan. Dwi'n gweld y môr y tonau ar y traeth gan fynion gwydgal wrth i mi orwedd yma yn edrych lan. Dwi'n gweld y gofod ac y ser uwchben. Dwi'n teimlo fel dwi'n disgyn nôl i'r nen. Dwi'n teimlo fel dwi'n disgyn I lawr. Dwi'n disgyn I ffordd o'r hir. Gwrthysgar camon hir. Mae'n nofio I ffordd o'r hir. A dwi yma o hir. Dwi'n arnofio. Diolch yn fawr. Dyma mae'n rhan olaf amser. Dwi'n clywed bywyd a fydoliaeth ddim unigedd. O dal fi'n fynd a ffeiriwch gadael fi I fynd. Dilyn y gwybod fy hun. Ma' bywyd fel tôn yn y môr. Ma' bywyd fel tôn yn y môr. Dwi'n dilyn y gwybod fy hun. Ma' bywyd fel tôn yn y môr. Ma' bywyd fel tôn yn y môr. Make waves in the world. So I'll throw my own hand. Make waves in the world. ffordd amser yn anodd di wedi cyrraedd fy mhen glid siarad yn glid fi mas o tywyd dim ond fi dyma ffordd y byd dyma ffordd y byd
Diolch yn fawr, fi di Edith, a ie, diolch yn fawr.
This is Wales. This is Wales. This is Wales. Swansea, Barry, Aberystwyth, St. David.